how to make a board game in 2026. And I've added this option of optionally spending $45 because board game design is one of the cheapest hobbies / professions you can do. You really don't need to spend anywhere, and I guess for printers and ink. But also, I do think that there are some things that are worthwhile spending on, and I'll let you know what those are. But I want to tell you, I'm talking about in this video. This video is more about how to actually design the game and how to pitch it to publishers, because I don't have much experience actually publishing a game where you can spend a ton of money if you're buying art and manufacturing the game and so on. But no, I'm just talking about how to get your game finished, make a good game. Not even make a good game. What's the process? What's the cycle? What are you going to be doing? What does it mean to start and finish a board game? So that's sort of what we're going through. And the authority that I have is I have had a couple of my games published, and one of them is coming out soon, and it's called Rise of Babel. This is not sponsored by it. Actually, I want to do a giveaway of it. And if I'm gonna make it white again, if you want to win Rise of Babel, if you want to capitalize on my goodwill and me giving it away, I've already given you one clue in my language. The other clue is going to be in the game design playlist. I've designed a little riddle, which if you figure out the answer to, first person to do it is going to get the all-in pledge for Rise of Babel, which looks very cool. It is the best game I've made so far. Midweight Euro game, lots of very cool stuff in it. You need to answer a question. That's all you need to do. You need to answer a question, which is, how good am I at board games? And let me know your answer in the comments. You can also just answer whatever, just guess. And I may give out some games in the future. Just come back to this video and give those out. Rise of Babel I won't actually send to you until I receive them, which is probably going to be in like November, so there's quite a bit of time for this. And I've got like 100 subscribers, so, not too much there. This is the first thing that you can buy for $20. Sometimes you can buy it for $10 actually, when there's a Steam sale. Tabletop Simulator, it is totally worth it. I have spent many thousands of hours in Tabletop Simulator. It is the quickest way for you to make yourself a prototype. You can get videos of your game digitally. You can play with people from all over the world. You can show it to publishers. You can make changes really quick. That is actually the most useful thing, is that it's kind of a low learning curve. Like typically when I first saw digitizing your game, I thought, wow, that's gonna need like coding and stuff. And no, you just need to have the files, and instead of printing them, you're putting them on their pre-made assets. And it's a very simple process. It might take you an hour or two to figure out, but I highly recommend this. It is optional but recommended. 2 is brainstorm. And brainstorming your game, you want to kind of be careful, kind of go crazy. Talk about theme, talk about mechanics, but don't go thinking epic, giant. Try making it 1 or 2 mechanics. And I do know designers that have been exceptions to this rule, who have made their first game very epic and giant, and have done it well. I don't know many designers who have done it well. I think just choosing something small so that you can do a full cycle and get it published and get it good, make it a good game. It's just easier if there's less variables, and the process is going to be quicker as well. So yeah, be aware of scope creep. If you do choose 1 or 2 mechanics, pretty often what's going to happen is as you're going, you'll be like, oh, well, what if we add deck building? And that is, it's probably going to happen. You're probably going to add some stuff. Yeah, be aware of it, though. Start small and then brainstorm. And finally, take inspiration from other games. You should be playing other games. You should take inspiration from everywhere, but you should be aware of what else is out there, because, sometimes you'll get people who are like, hey, I really want to be a writer, and they don't read books, It's the same thing. Like, you're not standing on shoulders of giants if you don't look at what else has been done, and you'll think you're rolling dice and checking who has the higher result is interesting to modern players. Well, not that many modern players. Anyway, I don't mean to diss dice rolling. 3, prototype. Prototype. You can use Tabletop Simulator to do. It's very simple. But yeah, get your game into a prototype. Do this quickly. You don't want it staying in your head, because the longer it stays in your head, the longer you're probably gonna not make it. And in prototyping, you're gonna get more ideas, and in prototyping, you're gonna be able to playtest it. And playtesting is very important. It's a little bit less important than the next thing you should be doing. But yeah, playtest it with friends. You can go to conventions. Conventions are great because they have like free play areas or playtest areas, and you can get random people to play it, and you'll see how people react, and watching people's reactions is going to help you figure out ways to make your game better. Use friends and family. Exhaust all your resources. Don't overdo it with them. On Board Game Geek, there's a lot of designer forums, and you can find other designers that you can trade playtests with. There's also the virtual playtesting group on Discord, which I've forgotten to write on here. And finally, there's my company, Player Lair, where we do a lot of playtesting and development. It is a paid service. I actually recommend you do the non-paid first. And if you do need help and some professional designers to spend time on your game and helping you figure that out, well, you can find us at playerlair.net. All right. Iterate. Make changes to your prototype. This is important, and some people sometimes don't or are afraid to make things worse. Don't be afraid to make things worse. Even making things worse, you can always come back from. But the more different ways that you can see your game, the better your game is going to be. So yeah, make changes. Like, just you find something's not working. Some people really get stuck. Well, you can change it up drastically, and then you'll figure out a way to get unstuck by taking action and moving around and seeing things in a different way. What if they work in a different way? So yeah, the next slide is actually the most important. I got the slides wrong. It is do steps 4 and 5 until you're happy. You thought it was going to be something else, didn't you? No. You're gonna keep playtesting and keep iterating. This is it. This is you grow to love it. I really do look forward to playtests, even playtests of games that I know are not going to work, because you, by the end of it, almost always you're gonna come out with a new point of view, which is going to, you'll know what your next step is after you playtest it. Sometimes the next step might actually be to step back and continue working on another project. I do recommend working on multiple games because not all of them are going to work, But yeah. So you have a game that's good. Well, you can write your rules. The reason I have this in a separate slide is because I don't like writing rules early. I know it's a part of a lot of designers' process, but for me, I feel much better, and I feel like the rules are going to be more flexible, and I feel like I streamline them more when they are in my head until I'm happy with the game. So I won't write rules for months, and part of that is also me not very much looking forward to writing the rules. Although recently I have gotten into the flow of it, and I've gotten a lot better at writing rules, but yeah, I don't do it till pretty late. I would recommend, when you do write the rulebook, to use as a template a rulebook for a similar game. So, if you're making an area control game, well, take out a rulebook for an area control game and just use that template. You'll find that most rulebooks have the same organization. They'll start overview, then components, then setup, then turn over, or turn structure. And yeah, with the rules, use another rulebook and you'll figure stuff out as you go along. Like you'll want to start with a big picture and then get smaller and go to the details, so on. But yeah, I write my rules after that and then I get it ready to pitch to publishers who will then pay you for the game. And I want 4 things typically. One is a sell sheet. Most publishers ask for sell sheets. It's something that they can just look at. It's a single page where you have a picture of your game, so the picture of the components of the game. You have the hook of your game, the name of your game, how long it takes, and like the features. But yeah, sell sheets, pitch video. I recommend going for 1 minute or less. People don't have long attention spans, and you can get across most concepts to the degree where the publisher will know, yes, it's for me, or no, it's not for me, in 1 minute, and they will watch 1 minute. And I just find it's, again, easier to make a single minute long video. Gameplay video you can do, again, using Tabletop Simulator and OBS. OBS is another software that just screen records, and you can screen record yourself playing through your game, and that is more than enough. Or playing through a round or 2 if you want. It's not necessary. Most publishers won't ask for it, but you can do that, and some publishers will ask you for that. Rulebook, we already did. And actually, there is the 5th thing, which is the physical prototype. Some publishers don't live in 2025. Some publishers live in the 20th century, where you needed to actually make prototypes, not in the digital realm, and they will want a physical prototype, so yeah, be ready to make one if they ask for one. But I hope that more publishers get on Tabletop Simulator because it's so much easier. All right, finally, sign the game. How do you sign the game? Cardboard Edison Publisher Compendium. So this is a website there's a link to below. The Publisher Compendium is a list of publishers and what they're looking for and how they want to be pitched to. So if they want an email pitch, it'll say email them, you know? And you go through the compendium and you select ones that are looking for games like yours and that you find fit, or they're similar. They've published similar games to yours in the past, and then when you do get offered a contract, you can use the Cardboard Edison for the industry reports, where you'll see like what the norm is, like. What's a good advance? What's a bad advance? What's a good percentage? What's not a good percentage? And then you can use those numbers to negotiate a deal which is fair to you and fair to the publisher. And you won't, because sometimes you see the numbers and you're like, oh my god, I'm getting nothing. Well, everybody's getting nothing because the publisher is putting a lot of money into this in advance, and they're it's a ton of costs. It's making a physical thing and shipping it across the world, which everything is so expensive. So yeah, the numbers, it's normal. Like, but yeah, that's sort of the cycle. You will learn a lot along the way. I've made these game design videos, which are hopefully can also help you and motivate you. But yeah, make games. It's very fun. It's a lot less restrictive than like video games, because video game design takes so many people and so many different skills and so much money. Whilst board games you can kind of make by yourself and still get a really cool result. And yeah, it's awesome. Making board games is awesome. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something, you got a little bit motivated. Yeah, and subscribe.